This is my boosted 2007 Volkswagen Jetta 2.5. I've owned this car since I was 16 years old, and let's just say it's been through just about everything. 3 motors, 3 transmissions, 2 of which being OTQ swaps. But when it fell apart the last time, it sat in a parking lot then behind my shed for almost a whole year till I decided to touch it again. Once I rebuilt it the final time and made sure it was somewhat solid, I decided to embark on the journey of boosting this car. Ever since I've owned these 5-cylinder Volkswagens, it has been a dream of mine to one day turbocharge the Mark V. With the popularity rising of these 2.5 07K engines and the more affordable aftermarket support, I decided to take a step into forced induction. I've spent the last few months gathering parts for the turbo build. This is new to me and I had to teach myself a lot along the way, being my first turbo car. If you've ever wondered what it's like to boost an 07K on a budget, this is for you. This project will show you the ins and outs of turbocharging, from the benefits and performance gains to the details of the installation processes. There is going to be a breakdown at the end of the video regarding most of the costs and parts used. We're going to transform this Jetta from a daily driver into a street powerhouse, so let's get it rolling. Alright, so first impressions of the manifold, great so far. I mean, of course with these manifolds you're going to see where they sand down the imperfections themselves and everything, but I mean overall it looks really nice, especially this adapter. That's solid. This is going to look so sick. I'm looking forward to this, seriously. I can clock it. So at this point, I went ahead and test fit the SPA manifold with the turbo onto my garage parts engine I had laying around. The hood exit pipe was just a rough draft as I had to fab up my own later in the video. While I was here, I threw on the mock-up blueprint wastegate and I measured and cut the oil return AN fitting line just so I had it out of the way. From here, I'm ready to start addressing the Mark V to get the project started. Make a little trip to Harbor Freight because I totally forgot that I lost my Torx bit for these specific pan screws. So, gotta make a little detour real quick. Okay, well, I was not recording on accident, but I was able to use the step-up bit and get that all the way through. I just gotta set it up. Alright, everyone. Pretty big moment right now. I'm about to just go ahead and drop this manifold. Just gotta disconnect the O2 sensor up top real quick and they'll be able to pull it off. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and remove it from up top, honestly, and just grab this thing and start rocking it, I guess. All right. The SAI line right there was in the way, so I had to beat that out of the way with a hammer, and then got the NA manifold off. Now I'm gonna put the turbo one on. I'm debating on whether or not I should put the entire setup on or just do the manifold first and then build it from there. And there's quite a bit of room, we'll see. I've just been, for like the past 2 hours, I've been working on trying to get these rusted exhaust manifold studs out, just so I can put the turbo ones in there. And it's been taking forever, but I'm down to one more left. So
we're making good progress. You know, it just takes time.
All right, got the new gasket right here. Got the manifold on. Got the T3 seal, the T3 flange gasket. Wastegate's on. We're good to go. I had to actually replace exhaust manifold gaskets. I had to go get this one today because this Felpro one is perforated. It's one of those one-piece perforated gaskets, and apparently, I mean, these do not work with boost. So I didn't want to risk it. Went ahead and just bought a whole new one. Sucks because if you open those and they're tampered with, you cannot return them under any circumstance. So, oh well. But here we are with a 2-ply metal one. So this should be better for the application I'm doing. All right, so we had a little bit of a error, so I had to go ahead and cut this apart and re-weld it. For the meantime, I'm just gonna keep it how it is, weld it, and then put this piece right here. We got the hood exit on right now. I suck at welding, I know, but it's gonna have to work for right now. All right, so now I'm just gonna try to mess with wrapping this. I know my welds are terrible. I've only welded a few times. Excuses, I know, but no one's gonna see it because it's gonna be wrapped up in heat wrap, so. Just got the exhaust manifold pretty poorly wrapped. It's about the best I could do with just the shape of the manifold, the design of it, so it's all good. It's better than nothing. All right, so we got a few things in right now. We got the MRP secondary air injection delete kit. Got the deletes right here. Oh yeah, CNC machine billet aluminum. And then we got all 5 Bosch 550cc injectors with the 07K harness adapters. I guess for now I'm just going to try to go ahead and fit everything back on with the SAI deleted. So I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me try to like get up in here real quick. I was able to delete the entire SAI system from the vehicle. Let me just get back up in here. I don't know if you can see that. And then there's another connection over here. I'm a huge fan of the top mount manifold as it makes servicing the turbo much easier.
Exhaust manifold is going on for hopefully the last time. It's crazy how tight the clearances are for these bolt holes, especially with some heat wrap on them. I literally had to take off the heat wrap in the middle because it was not gonna fit on with the clearance of these holes. So I'm about to just put the top ones on, put these ones on, and go from there.
As much as I didn't want to, I had to get ready to pull off the front end for the catch can install. And since the IE block breather adapter taps into the oil filter housing, you have to delete the SAI system.
So yeah, really there's nothing to this part. You kind of just put it on the adapter, basically just slide it in the car. All right, so now I'm gonna try to work on getting the OEM pump out of the Mark V. Alright, fuel rail's going into the car.
So for fueling on this build, I went for the typical Bosch 550cc injectors, and I'm running a Audi RS4 fuel pump. I'm told it's good for a little over 400 wheel horsepower, which is plenty for my power goals right now. I don't plan on going much more over that till far in the future. Alright, I'm finally going to finish putting the pump together. I have everything on. I already heated up this corrugated line and put it on the input for the fuel pump. Capped off with a clamp. I have the auxiliary line capped off since I'm front wheel drive. Alright, I really don't know what I was thinking using that red corrugated tubing for this, honestly, because it looks horrible. Looks like a tweaker made this, but I'm going to drop this shit in the car so I can get it over with. Alright, I got the fuel pump in. It was really gross and dirty on the top hat, so I went ahead and sprayed it off. Just gonna hit it with the brush, get it a little bit more clean, and then we'll be good to go. Yep, I'm about to wash this out and get it all ready because I just didn't feel like buying a brand new one, so. It's so funny too because even though I just put this exhaust on here, I'm already having to take it off. The turbo build's gonna have a hood exit, so I'll get to it. Alright, we got the entire exhaust removed.
Nothing left all the way from the headers back. It's going straight out the front now.
Alright everyone, now I can finally start working on trying to get the oil feed line put in. But come to find out, my actual oil feed line is a 1/8 MPT. The Neo 7K actually has the exact same 1/8 MPT thread on the block, so I don't even have to get an adapter for it. I'm just gonna try my best to screw this in, but honestly, this works perfectly with a 9/16 wrench. That's literally all I'm doing. I'm just going with the wrench and just tightening it up as much as I can, at least. I don't know how much it's gonna thread in, but we will see in a second. Should have got a 90-degree adapter for this line, but I mean, we're already in it now, so I think it should be okay. So I wanted to try this cheap universal catch can. I've seen it on plenty of boosted builds. So the catch can itself is so cheap it doesn't even come with AN fittings, so I had to buy the correct AN adapters. Alright, so I need to make a bracket for my catch can right there, and I don't have a bracket, so I think my best bet would be to just get a piece of exhaust pipe, cut it down the middle, hammer it out, flatten it, write on it with a Sharpie, the little bracket I need to make. Pretty self-explanatory. It's not perfect. I don't expect it to be good enough to fab with. Honestly, what I would do in a situation where you don't have the correct tools to bend things in a vise, get yourself a brick, eyeball exactly where you want to cut it. Really just looks just fine.
All right, so now I'm at the dilemma where these holes, these threads are too small, these bolts are too big. So in simple terms, to make things easy, I'm just gonna use my step up bit, make them bigger, cut these bolts down to about, you know, 1/4 of an inch or so. We'll see. All right, so they fit, no issue now. Just gotta cut it down 1/4 of an inch probably. Just measured the line for the connections to the catch can. I nicked it right there on that little piece, so I know where to cut it. Like that. You want to force it, make your bones creak and pop and shit. Oh. Cool, let's see how that turned out. Hopefully I didn't scratch it too much now, you know? It's not horrible. Better than nothing. Oh well. Okay, this is gonna be a process trying to get this up in here. So it might not be the prettiest, but for right now, something like this is gonna have to work. Basically, I just took the stock breather OEM hose that comes off of the PCV line from the OEM valve cover, and I just forced it into the 10AN line, and then I put a hose clamp around it. So I fully got the catch can on. Just mocked up right now at the very second. I'm gonna tighten everything up whenever that time comes in a second after I put the front end back on. All right, so we're making some good progress back into the right direction. Slowly putting everything back onto the vehicle. I'm getting this thing all good to go right now. Yes, I know I should not be using this, but honestly, this is the first few startups. I'm gonna get it right. I just want something in it so it's not bone dry. Pretty damn bad, so I'm just gonna leave it before something happens. I'm just getting ready to go to the junkyard right now. Gotta get literally this sensor. Alright, so I'm here, but only thing is I found a Mark V up there, but it was a diesel one. Alright, I found the car right here. I'm about to take off the temp sensor from it. So basically I just need this sensor right here. I'm just gonna cut it off. Snip. Just rewired in my temp sensor. I didn't have any corrugated black lines, so I just honestly electrical taped it for right now. I mean, it's better than nothing. It's not permanent, don't worry. What's up, guys? I just got off work, but haven't really touched the car in a few weeks now. I've just been waiting on tuning. Finally have gotten to that point now. I just purchased Jason's tune from RevMap Performance in Canada. I'm just waiting on them to send out the tune, and then I'm going to send out the old IE Stage 1 tuned ECU that I have in the car to them to mobilize or defeat, and then they're going to send both of them back just so I can, you know, make a little bit of extra cash off that one. But other than that, just waiting on the tuning, and just got to do a few very small miscellaneous things to the vehicle, and then it's ready to go. I mean, it's been in the works for a few months now, so it's crunch time now, you know what I mean? Like, we're getting real close, so I'm pretty excited. All right, so basically just gonna try to get this ECU out. It doesn't really help that I have the hood exit pipe right in the way, but I should be able to get it.
All right, everyone, so I'm about to put the O2 sensor into my hood exit pipe. Took off all the heat wrap. Hit it with the step-up bit a few different times. Fits in like it should. Gonna cut this, make it about a 1/2 inch, and then just basically weld this on for it. All right, I got both of these surfaces pretty flat, ready to mate each other. Let's go ahead and get prepped for welding. This whole section is me fabbing up my exhaust and screamer pipes. I bought this welder specifically for this project and I've taught myself how to use it. I am not looking for amazing results, I'm just needing something that works. I'm just doing this to get by until I one day send my car to a fab shop. Alright, so once again, unfortunately, I did have to do a little bit of backtracking and take off the turbo, just so I could tap and drill the compressor side housing, just to have a reference line for the wastegate. Didn't want to tap it anywhere else, wanted to be safe and do it off the compressor housing, so here we are, but it's finally about to go on for good. Everything is all tight and ready to go, manifold-wise. Some of the studs are mismatched, but if they work, you know. So we should be good to go from here. Also, kind of sucks how bad the version 2 hood dump came out, just because I had to add a few pie cut angled sections onto the end of that stainless, so now it just looks really bad. I'm just glad that it points straight up now. It just looks a little goofy. Maybe it's because the cowl is gone and the ECU isn't there, so whenever all that is back to normal, it should still sit like right there. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but really digging how this looks with the reference line on. This thing's been sitting for quite a while and it's just really gross everywhere. I mean, this car is disgusting. So I really want to clean it up before I, get ready to start it in the next few weeks. All right, the turbo ECUs are officially here. It is go time. Alright, so I just got this connector off of a random harness I had in the shed. So now I'm supposed to put this into pin 2 of the map sensor and then run that to pin number 1 on my map sensor. And then from there, it'll be running temperature off of this map air temp sensor. Alright, got the new 3-bar Bosch map sensor right here. Here's the original one. I gotta slap that in. So right now I'm just gapping the new NGK spark plugs and I'm gonna throw them in the car. It's one of the things I did not do that I should have done beforehand is go ahead and get this out of the way. These ones are the BKR7E, stock number 4644 at AutoZone. So they do carry them locally, thankfully. So I've been having a strange issue where my cylinder 2 is getting a no signal issue. I've already went through the entire coil pack harness with my tuner. I used the multimeter. I read the ohms of of pin 103 from the actual ECU pin itself that goes into the ECU, trace it all the way back. Wasn't really getting a good signal from it because my multimeter doesn't go too far down into the pins, but did what I could. Easiest thing I could do without, you know, having too much of a headache is to go ahead and just put a new harness in it. So I got this one from a 2008 Jetta, got it delivered to my shop at work, and hopefully, fingers crossed, you know, everything goes as planned. I have a new set of coil packs I'm going to put in it too. I just put brand new spark plugs in it to roll that out, so we'll go from there. Okay. That was like 30% throttle. So the rest of the video is progress over the months, as this video has been in the works since February of 2024. Oh yeah. Everything's good so far. Little catch can's a little smoky, but from what I've seen, that's pretty normal. Pretty good so far. Oh yeah. Oh, these roads are so clapped. Flashing 1.0.3 right now. Trying to see if this is the issue why I'm not making too much boost. Flashing it right now, my computer decided to go ape shit, and so now it's broken, I guess. Like, it's still tuning, it still works, it's just the screen is all messed up now. Alright guys, so the new Tial is on. Kinda hard to see up in here, but there it is. It is on, just gotta plug in the reference line. So this thing is pretty fucking fast now, bro. So I haven't made much of an update recently, just because I've just been waiting for some more parts to come in for the car. But as you can see, had to rip the whole front end of the car back off. I have the alternator off. Got the new one in the box right there. About to replace that. And then while I'm at it, I'm probably gonna throw in my new driver's side, or probably gonna throw in my new passenger side engine mount. Got it right there. Got a poly dog bone insert and an upgraded dog bone mount right there. Got a few things from FCP Euro right here. Got some Bosch Audi R8 coil packs, and then we got the thermostat where we got the coolant flange housing for the top of the motor. Mine is busted. All right, so I just got this new passenger side engine mount on. I just want to show you guys how bad. Look at this. I guess all the polyurethane that I tried to put in it a while ago just oozed out or something when it got too hot. I really don't even know, but yeah, this is horrible. This should be the stock 220 some odd thousand mile engine mount, so it's had a long life. Hey, first test drive with the valve cover on. Fucking success, bro. As you can see, I upgraded to the i5 garage valve cover and did a few extra things to tidy up the engine bay. All in all, not much has changed other than the boost level I'm running. Right now I'm currently running 14 pounds at roughly 330 wheel. So, how much does something like this cost? Well, there's no good way to properly calculate this since everyone's application is going to vary or be slightly different. They don't make a dedicated off-the-shelf turbo kit for these cars, so everything is custom besides the valve cover, exhaust, and intake manifolds, of course. But either way, here is a rough draft of my build. SPATURBO V2 top mount turbo manifold, $555. Universal 2.5-inch front mount intercooler, $120. 0.63 AR T04E Maxpeedingrods turbo, $140. 2.5-inch intercooler charge piping, couplers, clamps, etc., $150. Oil, plumbing, lines, hardware, etc., $100. Tial MVR R44mm wastegate with spring combo, $446. Oil catch can setup, $20. Bosch 550cc injectors with harness adapters, $225. Audi RS4 fuel pump, $215. MRPerformance secondary air injection block-off plates, $35. IE block breather adapter, $45. Bosch OEM red top coils, $155. i5 garage billet valve cover, $265. Custom turbo tuning from RevMap Performance, $750. There is plenty other miscellaneous items that were purchased, so all in all you'd be looking to spend around anywhere from $3,500 to about $4,000, and this would not be including the O2Q swap, of course. Here soon, I have hopes for a new clutch kit, intake manifold, and some tuning revisions to aim for about 400 horsepower. I'll keep everyone updated as the time goes on. So all in all, this project has been an absolute blast, and I am so thankful for it all to work out. I just want to give a big thanks to everyone who has helped me along the way. From 2.5 friends to Jason at RevMap, you all know who you are, and I thank you all kindly. That's going to wrap up this long video on my journey of turbocharging my Mark V. I hope everyone found this somewhat interesting, and if it wasn't super boring, then be sure to at least support me by dropping a like or something, because this video took months of recording and editing and filming. So I appreciate everything, guys. Y'all take care. Bye.